Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Like promised, I wanted to share the poem that I wrote this morning. This poem is titled Loving You from a Distance, and what it is about is setting boundaries with people who may have hurt you in the past. I really do believe that setting boundaries, are actually part of living out the gospel, part of being Christ-like. Jesus himself set boundaries with his disciples, with the people he healed, with the people who, were trying to kill him. Jesus set several boundaries. One of them that I can think of right away is that there were moments in Christ's ministry to where he told his disciples, I'm going to go pray on my own. I'm going to go spend some time by myself between me and the Father. And so for me, that's a boundary that he was setting. Hey, I need some time between me and my Father alone. And so examples like that really remind me that setting boundaries, it's a quality of Christ, because he knew, and he knows that setting boundaries is part of living a happy life, a joyful life, a life that you can be proud of. And setting boundaries is one way that you can protect yourself from people who might not have your best interest. So I'm going to read this to you guys. Like I said, it's titled Loving You from a Distance, and here we go. I used to think setting boundaries meant I didn't love you. I thought if I really cared, I would stay. I would forgive, I would understand, I would keep giving, even when there was nothing left inside of me to give. So I ignored the red flags, I swallowed my anger, I convinced myself that your hurtful words weren't as painful as they felt. I told myself, maybe they are struggling, maybe they didn't mean it, maybe tomorrow will be different. And tomorrow kept coming, but nothing changed. Eventually, I realized something painful. I was so afraid of losing you that I was willing to keep losing myself. And I can't do that anymore. I can love you and still say no. I can forgive you and still keep my distance. I can wish you happiness without allowing you back into the places where you hurt me. My boundaries aren't walls built because I hate you. They are fences built because I have learned what happens when I leave the door wide open for someone who doesn't know how to treat my heart gently. I don't owe anyone unlimited access to me just because I once loved them. I don't have to keep explaining why something hurt me. I don't have to prove that my pain was real. And I don't have to wait for another apology before I decide I've had enough. Because sometimes the apology comes after the damage is done. Sometimes the words, I didn't mean to hurt you, don't undo the nights you spent crying. Sometimes forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. Sometimes loving someone means loving them from a distance because being close costs too much of yourself. I am learning that protecting my peace doesn't make me selfish. Choosing myself doesn't make me cruel. Walking away doesn't mean I stopped caring. It means I finally understand that my heart deserves protection too. I deserve relationships where respect isn't something I have to beg for, where communication doesn't become manipulation, where apologies are followed by changed behavior, where love doesn't leave me constantly questioning whether I am enough. I deserve to feel safe being honest about my feelings. I deserve to say that hurt me without being made to feel guilty for saying it. I deserve to say I need space without being punished for it. I deserve to walk away when someone repeatedly shows me that my boundaries don't matter to them. So this is me drawing the line. Not because I hate you, not because I want revenge, not because I want you to suffer the way I suffered, but because I am tired of confusing suffering with love. I have spent enough time trying to convince people to treat me better, Now I'm going to pay attention to how they actually treat me. And if you cross my boundary, I won't scream, I won't threaten, I won't beg, I will simply step back. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing at all. Sometimes healing looks like leaving quietly. Sometimes strength looks like choosing peace over another argument. And sometimes the most honest form of love is saying, I forgive you, but I will not let you hurt me again. I am learning that boundaries aren't walls keeping love out. They are doors with locks that remind me I get to decide who comes in. And after everything I have survived, I think I finally deserve to be careful with who I let into my heart. So that's what I wrote, brothers and sisters, about setting boundaries. Like I said, I do think it's a quality of Christ. And Jesus reminds us that setting boundaries is one way to protect your peace, to protect you from straying from the right path, from the path that is narrow, that leads to salvation. Christ teaches us that we need to protect our peace. We need to protect our relationship with Christ. We need to make sure that we don't allow people to lead us astray. So I just wanted to talk about setting boundaries with you guys because I think it's important, whether it's with whether it's with your parents, with your siblings, your classmates, your coworkers, your romantic partner, that setting boundaries is one way to protect yourself. So please do so. And I just want to say that I love you so much. Keep being yourself, keep being you. Don't change for anyone because you're beautiful the way you are. And have a wonderful afternoon, guys. Much love. Peace.